Well, a good morning to you from anywhere you're watching us right now. It's a beautiful day. Tuesday is the first day. Wednesday is the first day of the month of April.
News etiquette. You should stick around for this.
Now, also, much later on the show, we have another Skype call from Dr. Memuna, and she will be sharing all we need to know on mental health.
Oh yes, and finally we have record producer, songwriter and artist who will also be joining us all the way from London via Skype, and he is going to be sharing his experience with us on the show. Thank God for internet.
Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back to you.
Oh yeah, I was away yesterday, so we're practicing this social distancing thing where only two presenters on the set.
Yes.
And obviously, I mean, our viewers would have noticed that we don't have guests on the show.
Yeah.
So we're trying to bring you a lot of our guests via Skype, so that at least we can still have conversations. I loved yesterday when you guys were talking about fear with Larry Oyetola.
Yeah.
That was really, really fantastic.
Yeah.
You know, lots of people were commenting and saying that, you know, it was also very encouraging, the fact that we should focus more on the good news.
Yes.
So even though there's now over 700,000 cases globally, there's also more than 130,000 recoveries.
Yeah.
Already with, and that was yesterday morning. So 24 hours later, I'm sure there's even
More.
a lot more. So even though people are getting infected, lots of people are recovering as well.
Yes.
and the death toll by comparison is not that high. So
yeah.
it's
And then people are staying at home. And something I learned from yesterday was to try to watch the kind of information you take in. I realized another thing that was making me so afraid was the fact that I was focusing on people are dying, there's no cure, people are dying, there's no cure. So yesterday I started to channel like a better energy.
Yeah.
And then I went on the internet and watched videos of people who were making better use of the moment, making funny videos, playing with their families, you know, all these funny videos. I realized there were so many funny videos and I laughed like half of yesterday.
Exactly.
So I think people should also find something positive. And it's a new month. I don't think we want
because
to.
every few hours you'll get COVID update.
COVID.
Breaking news, you know, so all those things just make you feel like it's getting closer and closer to you. Like, it's eventually going to enter your street.
I know.
You know, so those kinds of things just give you, grip you with fear, anxiety.
True.
And once you have that, then you can't even rest during this period that you're supposed to be resting.
Yeah.
You're taking advantage of the time that you are actually at home and resting. You know, so it's really, really important. Very key.
Actually.
Breaking away from that information. You can just get that information as per, okay, updates, what do we need to do, move around and all
don't
of that. But
dwell on
apart
it.
from that, don't dwell on it too much.
Yeah.
And you'll
And
be
then
fine.
yesterday I saw people taking walks like in my estate, and I thought that was nice. Like, so it was strange. The moment I came out and saw people, I'm like, are we leaving Nigeria? Yeah. And then I asked someone, and then she's like, oh, her and her kids are just going on a walk. And I'm like, when last did people actually go on walk?
Exactly.
Like, as much as it sounds cliche, I feel like this is God telling us we need to get in tune and reconnect with ourselves, because we're always too busy living.
Even during the long holidays, we're always also very busy. Whether it's Christmas or the New Year's.
New Year, yes.
People are just moving around. So you don't want to stay at home. You don't want to stay around the estate. You want to go to the movies.
Yes.
You want to go and hang out. Just do something that doesn't keep you in the house during that period. So, but now it's compelled. For 14 days.
How have you been bonding with your kids?
It's been good. So even though there's my goodness, the homework. So there's this homework pack that they give you with probably 100 pages. So, you know, they were out of school like 2 weeks before the holidays. So they give them a classwork kind of a thing, what they should do during the day. But apart from that, we've been doing a lot of artsy things.
Oh, my days.
So drawing and painting.
You hope you're not enforcing this thing.
No, I'm not enforcing it. I know I'm an artist, but, you know, trying to. So that's been good.
Oh, yeah?
So it's kept them engaged. And then in the evenings, they go just hang out and play outside.
So you know what you're going to do is you're going to promise us that next week you're going to bring pictures of the artsy things your kids have done.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I like that. So that's a good idea.
Yes.
So we'll just put it out there and let our viewers judge.
Who is the real artist?
Yeah, so it's good. It's good. So maybe like yesterday, our viewers should let us know what they've been up to.
Yes, they should let us know. But you know
what's
what?
happening?
Take the news and we get ready for their updates.
All right. Now, as part of efforts to cushion the economic impact of the coronavirus on Nigerians, the federal government has again reduced the price of petrol to 123 naira 50 kobo per liter. The new price takes effect from today, April 1st. This is in line with government's approval for a monthly review of the price of petrol during the period of the pandemic. And Nigeria has confirmed 4 new cases of coronavirus, taking the figure to 8. According to the Nigeria Center for Disease Control, three cases are in the Federal Capital Territory, while 1 was discovered in Lagos State. This brings the total number of confirmed cases at this time to 139, with 2 deaths recorded and 9 persons discharged. Lagos has the highest number with 82 cases. Abuja is distant second with 28 cases. Oyo State has 8 cases and Ogun State has 5. Ogun has 4 cases, while Kaduna has 3. Enugu, Bauchi, and Edo states have 2 cases each, while Ekiti, Rivers, and Benue states have recorded 1 case each. In Osun State, Governor Oyetola has called on the federal government not to limit the lockdown directive to Lagos, Ogun, and Abuja, but the entire country. This follows the confirmation of 3 new cases as the lockdown in the state begins tonight. Rafiu Hamed has details.
A few days ago, 127 indigenes of Osun State who were residing in Côte d'Ivoire came into the state. But the state government was quick to keep them in a place in Ejigbo, where they were all quarantined. Thereafter, their samples were taken to African Center of Excellence for Genomics of Infectious Diseases, an NCDC-accredited center in Osun. Out of 24 results returned, 3 people tested positive for coronavirus, while 103 are still being awaited. The governor said Osun may be having a bigger case comparable to that of Lagos and Abuja if adequate steps are not taken.
The pandemic is here with everybody. It's not enough to be thinking of the prevalence being in Lagos, Ogun, and Abuja. I think it's everywhere now. If out of 24 we have 3, I still can't imagine what will happen when we have the other results. We might end up having more than 10.
The governor is now calling for restriction of intra- and interstate movements of people to contain the spread of the pandemic.
My suggestion is for the federal government to talk about total lockdown of the entire country for the first 2 weeks, for instance, and if possible, extend it by another 2 weeks.
He also appealed to federal government to come to the aid of states in terms of palliative. A 21-man food and relief committee headed by Chief Tunde Badmus has also been set up by the state governor to cushion the effect of the restriction on the residents. Rafiu Hamid, TVC News, Osogbo.
Now, 12 suspected cases of coronavirus discovered in Ondo State have tested negative, and the state government has announced a total closure of markets. Ayodeji Moradeo reports.
Ondo is the only state in southwest Nigeria that has not recorded any case of coronavirus. The result of 12 suspected cases came out negative after the initial panic in some parts of the state. At this interministerial press briefing, the State Commissioner for Health, Wahab Adegbero, said vigilance and strict adherence to global best practices are the only antidote to avoid the spread of COVID-19.
12 cases in Ondo State, and all the 12 tested negative. So, as we speak, we don't have any case of COVID-19 in Ondo State.
On his part, the State Commissioner for Information, Donald Ojogo, announced the decision of the state government to close all markets in the state. The Commissioner added that government has put in place measures to curb the spread of COVID-19 to the state.
That total closure of the markets, the directive that has not been given by the state government, will definitely take a toll on us, but it is going to be a temporary thing.
Makes clarification on traders that were allowed to operate in the markets.
There is no confirmed case of COVID-19 in Ondo State, a situation government wishes won't change. Residents are expected to comply with government directive and make the efforts work. Ayodeji Moradeyo, TVC News, Akure.
Well, that's it on the news update for this hour. Let's take a look at what the weather will be like today. And after that, sports with Tokwe.
Welcome to 180 Seconds Travel. Today, let's go to Pompeii, an ancient town in Italy. Pompeii is located near Naples in the Campania region of Italy. It was buried under 13 to 20 feet of volcanic ash and pumice in the eruption of Mount Vesuvius in 79 AD. Largely preserved under the ash, the excavated city offered a unique snapshot of Roman life, frozen at the moment it was buried, although much of the evidence was lost in the early excavations. It was a wealthy town, enjoying many fine public buildings and luxurious private houses with lavish decorations, furnishings, and works of art, which were the main attractions for the early excavators. Organic remains, including wooden objects and human bodies, were entombed in the ash and decayed living voids. Pompeii is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and is one of the most popular tourist attractions in Italy, with over 2 million visitors annually. It has two main entrances, Porta Marina, which is the main entrance, and Piazza Anfiteatro. Its ghostly ruins make for one of the world's most gripping and exhilarating archaeological experiences. Pompeii is vast, and visitors can easily get lost in the maze of streets even with a map, and there are no guards to point you in the right direction. There are quite a number of attractions in Pompeii, so for your viewing pleasure, you can check out Thermopolium of Vetusius Placidus, Dog Mosaic in the House of Percus Proculus, House of Marcus Lucretius, and so many more. Aside tourist attractions, you can enjoy some good food like pasta, tramier, casagallo, just to mention a few. You should therefore determine how much time you want to spend at Pompeii and plan your visit accordingly. Also, remember that you will be walking on old Roman roads, so do wear something comfortable. And that's it on 180 Seconds Travel. Until next time, keep seeing the world.
Yes, indeed. We said keep seeing the world, but we know that this is not a good time to travel.
Yes.
This is a good time to stay at home. But it's also a good time to explore, so you can go on your encyclopedia or whatever and just check out what's happening.
Yeah, and you could also plan.
Exactly,
for
plan a
after the
trip.
COVID-19, like you might consider going to Pompeii.
Yeah, I heard that the airlines are planning, because they've lost so much money, they're planning to give like huge discounts for people going to be traveling after this COVID. So people are already planning, because there's going to be up to 40–50%
discounts
off tickets.
Wow.
So you can find yourself heading to London for 100K.
Like return?
Yeah.
So I could also buy business class for like 150.
Yeah, right. Business class, those guys will never come down.
Don't worry, we'll get to the same place.
We'll see how that goes. Anyway, so yesterday we had a lot of our viewers send us selfies talking about what they've been up to while they're at home. Some were still in bed, some were in the kitchen, so different things. So if you have a selfie that you can send to us, go ahead and send it. Let us know how this isolation was social isolation for some people. Lockdown for some others.
People. So I'm currently on our Facebook page, that's TVC Connect, and we have quite a number of people live with us. So we have Frigo EU says hello Frigo. Fadare Nafisat says good morning from Kuwait. Kuwait, that's in
the Middle East, just beside, sharing a border with Iran and Iraq.
Oh wow! Yeah. Hi. How you doing? How is it over there at your side? I don't think I've ever spoken to anybody from Kuwait. I was about to say, what do people look like there?
Yeah, they look like Iraqis. Like they look.
Oh, so you
Arab.
guys have those long hairs. How you doing, Fadari and Afisat? Well, oh, she says, how are you doing today? How are you guys doing today? We're fine. Today is day 2 of the lockdown in Lagos.
Yeah.
I think it's beginning to enter.
Exactly. But I'm still seeing lots of people on the road.
Yes.
Trying to make their way. I'm not sure where people.
Where
are
they're
going.
going.
But I know that there are people trying to get to work. People who do
Essential services.
yes. But don't have transportation to get to work. So lots of people trying to get to work. Because I'm seeing, I'm wondering why.
I didn't understand why I was saying people myself. Yeah.
So that's been happening. Any other comments?
Ubiako Essay says, good morning, my lovely people. Good morning, Essay. How you doing? So I'm shuttling between. Oh, and you see my mom. My mom is like our biggest fan. She's watching.
Oh, your mom is commenting?
Yes, she's not commenting. She just showed me.
Okay, that
she's watching. I love you, Mama. All the way from the UK. Like, you see, we have people from Kuwait, from UK. So I saw a comment earlier, but I think because more comments have come in, it's gone up. So someone said, hello from Johannesburg. So I did see that. So thank you so much for tuning in from South Africa. What's happening where you all are? So beyond watching, just send in your comments with the hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC. Let us know what's going on where you are. Send us selfies. Let's see how you're coping. Yesterday's selfies were really funny.
Yeah.
People looked like they were about to pass out. So let us know how you're coping.
Yeah.
Are you watching movies? Are you eating? Are you studying? What are you doing?
So, of course, one of the things that has been happening is that lots of people are spending lots of time on social media, which is good, a way of distracting yourself, avoiding all that, all the information overload regarding COVID-19. So, and in order to do that, people are watching comedies and things like that. And I'm seeing trends right now on Twitter.
Oh, okay.
And they're mostly celebrity trends.
Yes.
Based on the fact that a lot of the celebrities are also stuck at home.
Yeah.
So the celebrities are sort of giving the average individual sort of like a window into their lives.
Their lives, yeah.
So some of them are playing music,
The
some are in the
TikTok
studio.
and thrillers.
Yeah, TikTok and thriller
So
videos
Yomi's
as
going to do TikTok videos today. So you guys have to watch out.
Right.
Yomi's going to be in his element. He's been talking so much about socializing, bringing you into his life. So today is the day.
You guys, if I'm going to do any TikTok videos, I'm going to be paid to do it.
I see who wants to socialize.
I promise you.
Do you think that's
But, so Davido is trending, Wizkid is trending, Burna Boy is trending, T.Y. is trending.
Oh, yeah?
Brymo is trending. I heard Brymo's got a new album out.
Oh, really?
So we'll be checking
We'll check that out.
later. Mr. Easy is trending. Rema is trending.
Are you sure Talkba is not trending? Check. Talkba Oloniyo to be precise. I see it there now. You can't say it. See it.
Talkba top of the morning.
You see, my enemies, he doesn't believe.
It's Thames that is trending.
Wow, is my name not Temi Talkba?
Okay, Thames.
Yeah.
Yemi Alade is trending.
Okay.
And there's a certain General Adini that is trending as well.
Okay.
The general that was at the forefront of the Boko Haram war that was redeployed somewhere else yesterday. Anyway, so Naira Marley is also trending.
He's like always trending.
Yeah. So basically, a lot of these guys are doing. So there's this new battle that's going on between celebrities. Playing their songs, their hit songs, and all of that back to back on Instagram Live, and that's been going on as well. So quite interesting. Some of these things that are happening.
Yeah.
So for people who are at home, a number of people have also put out possible things that you can do while you're at home. So home exercises, for instance.
So I've not been
lifting
motivated.
Small weights, taking walks, doing push-ups, crunches, and things like that. That will help.
Let me tell you something that people are doing.
Yeah.
They're eating.
Oh yeah. So that's been happening. Yeah, so but you don't have to, if you planned, then you probably won't need to eat too much.
Let's not stress them, just eat.
They should just go ahead
and wait.
Okay, so we have that, and then there are people who are doing lots of movies as well.
Yeah.
So catching up on Netflix and online.
Yeah. Like Michael said yesterday, La Casa de Papel, that's Money Heist. I haven't started. I said I was going to start, but I need motivation. So I think season 3 is coming out on Saturday.
Oh, wow.
And apparently, there are a lot of people that love the show. And it's subtitled. I feel like it takes another level of commitment to watch a series and subtitle.
It's like watching Narcos. I don't know if you've seen Narcos.
Does it have subtitle?
Yeah, it has subtitles,
Nope,
but you know, it was a mix of English and so Americans and Mexicans and Colombians as well. So
Oh, wow.
not too bad. Not
So
too
this,
shabby.
I can't be pressing my phone and be watching with my ears because I won't hear what you're saying.
Yeah, no, but it wasn't bad. It's season 1 was really good. It was all about Pablo Escobar, so not too bad.
That's the Money Heist or the
No,
Narcos?
for Narcos. Money Heist, I haven't seen that.
You haven't
I'm
seen
not
that
sure.
as well.
But it was
So
trending. It used to trend a lot in January and February.
The Money Heist, yeah, or Narcos. So, you know, tell us what you're watching or what you're doing or what language you're learning. Yesterday, I tried to do something, but man, I just ended up sleeping. If you're like
Wanted
me,
to learn a language.
yes.
Yeah, so
Because
people
I
are
need
taking
to-
short courses as well. So
Yeah.
that's something that you can do.
So I
because-
started a course in January, but the motivation, so I think this isolation and this quarantine is not helping. I think when I have somewhere to go,
Yeah.
makes me want to actually say, you know what, let me make out time to study. But now that there's so much time, I'm just like, let's just sleep, sleep.
So one of the big things, because lots of people are also asking, okay, so that's our social media feed on the screen there. Look, our Twitter page.
Our Twitter page.
Right there on the screen.
So we can see those of you that have dropped your comments, those of you that have come to talk to us
Yeah, so
live.
people are already giving us some retweets there and all of that, but we'll be taking comments later on as well as we go along. So yeah, so if you're sending us any selfies or anything like that, we're going to be taking those live
Yeah.
very shortly.
Just to really just be in your world, know what's happening.
Find out what's going on.
Yeah,
Should we do some giveaways? You should do some giveaways, not it?
like lollipops.
okay.
How they collect it.
Airtime. I saw someone was tweeting at us earlier on that they don't have data. I'm like, okay.
Okay, I mean,
That was earlier
that's
on,
considerate.
Much earlier on in the day, I think, when we were asking people to go and watch watch us online.
Okay.
Anyway, so this is a period of a lockdown, and so after a while, people are going to start getting used to it, and probably by day 4, withdrawal symptoms will stop, and then people will start, getting the hang of it, and hopefully the markets and essential services will also stay open as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
Love it.
Oh, well, remember to still keep sending your comments on social media. But you know what? It's time for a short break. We will return shortly with Daily Vulnerable. Don't go anywhere.
I learned the biggest lesson about mistakes from one of my greatest teachers. Warren Buffett was one of the richest men in the world. And he says mistakes are unavoidable, but mistakes are very valuable. That means that nobody goes through life wanting to make mistakes. Well, I hope you don't go through life wanting to make mistakes. Nobody goes through life pursuing mistakes. They say, mistakes, wait for me, I'm coming. I want to make you. But the truth is that we will make mistakes, even if you plan your entire life. You don't know everything. You're not in control of everything. Therefore, you will make some mistakes, and that's fine. Since we know that mistakes are unavoidable, when they come, we don't stress over it. We don't stress over it. There's no need. If that's what it is to be a human being, that's fine. However, this is the thing. Are you learning the lessons that mistake is teaching you? Because a mistake is valuable, but it's not the mistake itself that has value. It's the lesson you are learning from the mistake that has value. That means that when you are in an error, rather than focusing, trying to cover up, trying to make people not see that you've made a mistake, trying to show that you are perfect, which is such a foolish thing that us human beings do. Instead of wasting your time trying to pretend, trying to cover up, take that time and observe. What did I do wrong that brought me here? What am I doing wrong while in this situation? And what can I do to get better? The people who most often repeat mistakes are those that don't spend time to pay attention to how did this mistake come about in the first place? And how can I ensure it never repeats itself? Mistakes are unavoidable, but mistakes are very valuable. You can only get the value, however, if you are mindful, conscious, and deliberate about asking yourself, what is this moment saying to me?
Very nice, very
Yeah.
nice. Encouraging words there. Well, yesterday, we had asked for people to send in selfies of what they're up to and
Yeah.
how they're handling the lockdown. So we had lots of comments. Even after the show, lots of people were still commenting. And okay, so these are some of the comments. I can't kill myself. Lockdown. No money. Let the government do something, oh please.
Yes, so
That's at Mr. Class there. And okay, so that's from this was from the interview,
chat.
the
Yes.
interview with Larry Lishola yesterday. And this is somebody
this is
else.
Omo Kodri or so.
Omo Kodri
She's-
with a smile. Doopsy something.
It's Omo Kodri to Diva. I think that's what it is.
Omo Kodri to Diva. Very nice.
Oh, nice
And,
gap tooth.
This one is lockdown balling.
Balling. Ah, you are balling in this lockdown. I want to be like you.
That's very good.
I want to be like
Very
you.
exciting. We have, let's see if there is any other.
Okay, so I have
any
some
other comments.
tweets.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
sending whatever you're doing right now, send them to us. We'll be taking them later on as well on the show. I mean, we'll have lots of comments on people just
Yeah.
commenting. Somebody took a photograph of Lagos Island.
Yeah?
He was taking a walk and he was going by a CMS bus stop, the ever busy CMS bus stop, and it was completely
And it was
free.
completely free. I can
So
imagine.
it was a nice photograph. Yeah.
Okay, so recently we had a chat with a lady who is passionate about dance. Now we're about to find out how she discovers young talent and so much more. Let's watch this video.
There are over 18 million orphans and vulnerable children who face enormous challenges that threaten them emotionally, socially, materially. And in a country like Nigeria, where parents do not believe in education, Seyi Oluyole is creating a new world for impoverished kids. How? By using dance as a tool for social change.
As a young child, I always loved dancing and drama, but I never really had the opportunity to explore my talent, mostly because my family suffered a financial setback when I was about between 10 and 11, and then I was out of school. And while I was out of school, sometimes we didn't have where to live, we didn't have places to sleep, and sometimes we wouldn't eat. So at that time, I used to wish that there was someone who would come around and support me and help me out, but nobody actually ever came. So I decided that I was going to be the hope to other children that nobody ever was for me. And also, we didn't have enough funding for me to even be able to pursue my love for dancing and acting. And I just decided that, even though I didn't have this opportunity, I would want to create this opportunity for other children that are going through similar circumstances that I had gone through as a child.
Every day after school lessons, these kids gather in their makeshift studio to engage in not just dance, but live lessons.
So currently, the academy has 16 students in total, but I have 8 of them living with me. And what living with me entails is feeding, their healthcare, their education. Every student under the academy, all 16 students, their education is being catered for by myself and the academy. But the ones that live with me, so they are feeding every day, their healthcare, their clothing, all those is also taken care by me. And why some of the kids live with me is because some of them maybe they don't have where to stay, they're having accommodation issues, or some are growing up in a community that is not conducive enough. Like I said, the academy is for children from low-income backgrounds and orphan kids.
For some of the children, Seyi has done more than she intended as she caters daily to their well-being.
Basically, what the Dream Catchers Academy is, it's a free arts academy for impoverished kids, street kids, orphan kids. And what we do is we provide free dance classes, free drama classes, and free music classes for these children. So it's also an opportunity for them to grow their talent. So aside from just the classes, there are also practical aspects where they dance and we make video and put on social media, and then they act dramas, and then they also sing.
Caring for the kids have been such a wholesome task, as getting funds has been difficult. Hence the birth of the initiative, the Dream Catchers, which helps to raise funds for the kids.
One of the important ways that we fund them, which is a way of sustainable funding, is through the dancing. So if they go out for dance performances and they get paid, money goes into their education, their welfare. If people want to do promotional videos, that also goes into it. Then I also try to add my personal funds, and then we also do lots of crowdfunding online.
We spoke to some of the kids under Shei's care, and this is what they had to say.
I've been with Mama for 5 years, and for me being with her is fun and lovely.
The thing I've learned being with her is that doing the right thing pays off, and whatever you do in this life, you should always do the right thing, and you should always be a leader.
Though the Dreamcatchers are still on their journey to fulfilling their dreams, they have become a household name. They have gained recognition locally and internationally by celebrities like Naomi Campbell, Justin Bieber, Rihanna, and entertainment channels across the globe.
Beyonce dropping her name in the song, along with the Dreamcatchers dancing to the song in Nigeria, and YouTuber AJ explaining the importance of the song.
That was like one of the biggest achievements for me, because it was like finally all the hard work, everything that we've been doing, it actually paid off.
Shei Oluyole is changing the world one kid at a time, and we are here for it.
Welcome to the second hour of your favorite family breakfast show in Nigeria. Wake Up Nigeria on TVC.
Yes, indeed. 1 hour gone by so fast. That was fun.
Yeah, it was.
And we have an hour, 45 minutes to go. We believe that you are strongly taking the advice to stay at home. Doing his very best to ensure that things are working.
Yeah, and the military as well.
Yeah, the military. So let us know how you're spending your time at home. It's been good for some of us. For some others, it's been a little bit difficult.
Yeah.
But let us know what's going on with you. My name is Yomi Ope.
And I am Tokwe Olowonio. Now remember to send in your comments across all our social media platforms. We'd love to hear from you. I mean, we're reading some of the comments and someone said Yomi looks like me. Why are you trying to help him? I mean, console him to make him feel happy. It's fine. It's fine. But remember to use the hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC.
Yeah, and we also are live online right now at tvcentertainment.tv and on Facebook. Check us out at TVC Connect.
Now we have an amazing app available for download. Guess what? It's on both Android and iOS stores rather, and it allows you to watch us from anywhere in the world. So if you don't have lights, download and stay tuned and stay connected.
Now for the rest of this morning, we have Etiquette today with Janet Aditu, who will be joining us via Skype to talk about the right news etiquette.
Yes, that's
really important. It's
important.
Not everything you receive you should share.
Yes, don't send broadcasts that are not confirmed.
Exactly.
Also coming up much later, we have another Skype call from Dr. Maimuna, and she will be sharing all we need to know on mental health issues. Very important. Very.
Finally, we have a friend of the house, a record producer, songwriter, and artist, joining us from London by Skype. He's going to be sharing his experience with us on the show.
I get more love. Ooh. I used to think I seen it all. I used to think no kind of love could ever break me up. I used to think I had it all, cause even when I'm bored, couple getting hit like the single fall. Yeah. And then you came.
Wow. So yesterday, a 99-year-old Bible translator, Itsekiri Bible translator died. So it was like the first Bible translator in that language ever. And he died at 99 years old.
9.
Wow.
Life
Almost
well
100.
spent. That's what they call it, right?
It's when they decided lockdown that the man just said, you know what, I'm done.
Let me
But
go.
99 years old, wow.
Yeah, that's long.
That means he was around, he was alive in 1920, 1921.
Wow, so he saw all that.
He saw
when
everything.
cars came.
He saw the Clifford Constitution. Can you imagine?
Wow.
It's
not like he saw the guys.
Well, I mean, he didn't see them, but he was alive when all those things were
we
going on.
read all that, and then somebody experienced all that.
That means he was like 20 years old when Nigeria got independence. He was already like an adult, like a full adult.
Yeah. I remember
Wow.
when I talked to my granddad, so like when he starts telling me about, so when I was young, when I was your age, and he starts to talk, and I'm just, so as much as I do not like to hear these conversations, but I just try to like get into his mind. Like, you know, it's sad that we don't have, it's not like now that there's social media, that we could just Google and see what happened, but back then. But now, I mean, when our kids are, I say our kids, when your kids are trying to be cool, you're like,
you too,
no.
you have kids now.
Yeah, but I mean, like, not like I
Oh,
have
okay.
any. Like, so like another 20 years, when they're trying to say, oh, this is the cool thing, we're like, no, during our
Back in our day.
days,
No,
we
but
had
it's important to give everybody like a sense of history.
Yeah.
A sense of where we're coming from, because the truth is, even though things are changing, things are sort of still the same.
Yeah.
The Nigeria of 50 years ago, back in 1960, is still sort of like the Nigeria of today.
Yeah.
There's still that regionalism and all of that going on. And so, yeah, giving people a sense of history is very important. Very key.
important.
The
So I
younger
was
generation.
thinking that we should quickly see just one comment. And I want people to comment on this comment, if it makes any sense.
Okay. There's one comment online.
Just one comment that caught my attention. Do you guys actually know that both of you look alike? Yomi and Tokwe, are you guys twins?
Oh, boy.
Yo, you can't look at all this goodness. All this goodness.
So Tokwe happens to be from Kogi State.
Mm-hmm.
And
About to be precise.
Exactly.
And it just so happens that Yomi happens to be from my state.
It's all makeup. So it's probably her makeup that's making her look a little bit like me, because, you know, my light skin, for instance, is really
You all should be the
shining
judge,
through.
please. Just be the judge. Look at all this goodness. And tell me if I'm not helping Yomi.
So we'll check out some of our tweets. I think a few people are still tweeting at us.
Yes.
Earlier on, I was taking a few tweets from some guys who were saying, look, you people should just do giveaway. All this one, all this
They
gist
don't have
that you
time.
guys are gisting. We don't have time. Just do giveaway. And lots of people are putting their account numbers out there.
Yeah.
It's a little bit risky. Phone numbers, account numbers. Please be careful when you do it.
Yeah.
Even when you're trying to do giveaways, ask people to DM their account numbers instead of asking them to put it out there. And you know, it's your data. Really,
Yes,
really
it
important. Very key. We're having fun here in the studio. Don't ask us how we got to work. We did.
We just got here, feeling super special.
Yeah.
Like I felt like the country needs me.
Yeah, we're essential services.
Essential.
That's what we're called according to the government. Anyway, second look at the newspaper headlines this Wednesday, April 1st, 2020. Tokwe, do you want to start with this day? Let's just see what's happening on the cover of this day there.
Okay, so starting from this day, like I always love to sound like Yomi at this point. Today is Wednesday, the 1st of April, 2020. Federal government considers compulsory use of masks as COVID-19 cases rise to 139. Reviews lockdown protocol for Lagos, Ogun and FCT. Recalls retired health workers. Targets 1,500 per day testing capacity to reach 11 million with palliatives. Ekiti discharges its index case. House donates March April salaries. Also, we have COVID-19 calls for global action, says Antonio Guterres. A photo story here says the call for action. Arise TV anchor Mr. Charles Aniologu interviewing United Nations Secretary General Mr. Antonio Guterres yesterday. Lastly, we have NERC suspends new electricity tariff over poor power supply. You can see this in more This Day newspaper. All right, the Punch has the headline: Federal government plans 1,500 tests daily. Oyo decry kit shortage. Government searching for 500 contacts with infected persons, and cases reach 140. Lagos, Ogun, FCT may lose 1.6 trillion naira to lockdown. An investigation says there. And NERC suspends electricity tariff increase. NNPC reduces petrol price to 123 naira 50 kobo. And Army redeploys anti-Boko Haram war commander and 12 generals in shake-up. Travelers lament as Lagos, Abuja lockdown begins. And finally, on the cover of The Punch, Osun names ex-governors Adeboye, Oni, Alakija, food panel members. And that's what we have on the cover of The Punch. On the cover of The Guardian, we have Osibanjo Soyinka clash on COVID-19 lockdown. Vice President says criticism of presidential order pointless. Reps donate 2 months' salaries to fight pandemic. ICPC warns corrupt persons to steer clear of funds. A photo story here says COVID-19 trucks barred from coming into Lagos at Songo, Ogun State yesterday. Members of Environmental Services Mushin local government area fumigating streets in Lagos yesterday. We have also a photo story here that shows the image of how fast the COVID-19 cases in Nigeria has spread. We have 82 cases in Lagos, 28 in the FCT, 4 in Ogun State, 2 in Enugu State, 2 in Oyo State, 1 in Ekiti State, 2 in Bauchi State, 1 in Edo State, 1 in Rivers State, 5 in Osun State, 1 in Benue State, and 3 in Kaduna State. We also have investors lose 2.3 trillion naira as pandemic takes toll on stock market. Government suspends increase in electricity tariff till July. Anxiety as teaching hospital allegedly admits first COVID-19 suspects in Cross River. You can see this and more in the Guardian newspaper. We've got the Vanguard here. Lockdown, Lagos, Abuja residents cry for palliatives. And protest in Kaduna prisons, Shiites raise alarm over El Zakzaki. And Bauchi slams 14-day lockdown. And third person tests positive. And federal government to convert TB testing machines for COVID-19, says minister. And angry man wails, let my wife die at home, then be abandoned here. That's on page 5. While we're suspending electricity tariff hike now, says minister. An army approves new posting of officers. And finally, on the cover of the Vanguard, why we denied 35 Americans entry into Calabar, says the Cross River government. Wow. That's what we have on the cover of the Vanguard this morning. Okay, moving on to the cover of Daily Trust. We have COVID-19, only 169 ventilators in 16 states. Numbers unknown in FCT, Lagos, 10,000 required nationwide, experts. No patient in Lagos needs a ventilator. We have a very explanatory graphic, I should say. It says a total of 169, an average of 10 ventilators in each state. 16 states have functional respiratory ventilators. How Buhari's coronavirus campaign compares with UK's. Federal government to test 1,500 for coronavirus daily. Operation Lafia Dole gets new theater commander. We also have, I don't know Kiari's whereabouts in Lagos, says the health commissioner. COVID-19 NERC suspends electricity tariff hike till June 30th. Lastly, we have lockdown defied at FCT slums enforced in Metropolis.
The Nation has the headline, Federal Government, Lagos plan 1,700 daily test capacity. And COVID-19 cases rise to 139. And fear as Osun gets 3 new cases. Ekiti Index case returns to Ibadan after discharge. Yeah, and that's good news. And palliatives coming for 11 million Nigerians. And Buhari's action backed by law, says Oshibajo. And a stay-at-home order legal. And House of Reps donate 2 months' salaries to battle coronavirus. And a few other stories. Lagos-Abuja roads deserted as lockdown begins. And we have a further story there that shows the effect of the lockdown with only a single lonely car on the road there. And still on the cover of the Nation, the federal government shifts electricity tariff hike by 3 months. And new chief for Operation Lafia Dole. And that's what we have on the cover of the Nation.
Well, I mean, now that we're at home, this is the best time to go back to your fitness commitments that you wrote in January and you haven't done till April. But guess what? Today's 1st of April, you can start again. It's time for fitness. Let's go to the garden.
Welcome to this wonderful episode of your fitness section with Ben Fit. Today, trust me, it's going to be upper body workout. Tap, tap. That's upper body. We're going to hit it for those that have been having challenges on working on your biceps. All these Christian mother hands, you will be having challenges on working on them. This is the best time. Follow the right instructions. This exercise is for everybody, not just for male alone and not just for female. Exercise for everybody. So my very first step today is going to be, you're working, take your time, go down, boom, 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 boom. Give me double push-up, 1 and 2. For those that can't do this, your knees down, and you go 1, 2. All what you need to do, take it up, raise your hand up, and down. That's number 1. Let's repeat. The same exercise, your 2 hands up, take it down. Give me that push-up, 1, 2. You see, repeat, take it up, and relax. Let's go. Number 3, 2 hands up, take it down. Go 1, 2, take it up, and up. Trust me, repeat the exercise for 40 minutes and you take time to rest for 20 seconds. That's wonderful 1 minute exercise. Your number 2 exercise, everybody all the way down. Let's go down. Come on. You see, your upper body, your full body down. Suspend your hands, bring it to your chest level and push up. Take it down again. Suspend, chest level, push up. That's good. Trust me, everybody can do this exercise. My grandma can do it. Let's go, let's go. Take it up, upper body down, push up. That's good. Come on. Good job. Let's go. Keep going. 2 seconds. And last one. Awesome. Still working on your upper body. That's my step number 2. Number 3 step is as simple as what you can do. All right, take your time. You go in here, you push, 2, down. Ooh, in, push, down. For those that can't do that, trust me, you can always have your knees down. You see, cross the leg and push. You go. You see this? You go, push. That's good. Awesome. Come on. Yes. Take your time. 2 more to go. That's good. The last one to go. And perfect. Take your time. All right. Still working on your upper body. Still working on your upper body. I don't want you to give up on yourself at any point. I just want to do the right thing. I want you to do the right thing. Take your time. Chest out. Your 2 hands forward. Forward. Squeeze. 3 seconds. 2, 3, and forward. You see that? You see the way I'm sitting? Chest out, 2 hands forward, squeeze. 3, 2, 1, forward. Let's repeat. Go. 3, 2, 1, forward. 2 more to go. 3, 2, 1, forward. Just 1 more to go. 3, 2, 1, and relax it. How you all doing? I'm sure you're feeling it. The last exercise on your upper body is going to be hand suspension. Whoa, this is challenging. It looks easy, but it requires a lot of endurance. Fold your hands and you squeeze out and you turn to face up. That is it. Have you been having challenges working on your triceps? This is the best exercise you can use to condition it. I do this all the time. Your 2 palms out, open, that's good. You turn and open wide. Yes, you can see I'm relaxed. You turn, that's good, and open wide. That's good, come on, let's go. Turn and open wide. You have a long journey, we're doing 40 seconds. Come on, turn, that's good. Open wide, let's go. Turn, come on, and open. Yes, I can feel the burn as well too. Let's go, come on, turn and open. You have 2 more to go, come on, let's go. Turn, that's good, and open. I have 1 more to go, let's go together. Come on, come on, come on, let's go. Turn and open. Oh my God. Yes, it's kind of challenging. How do you get these exercises? Keep watching this station, keep watching Wake Up Nigeria, and don't go nowhere. The show continues.
She's just 12, but her hands have made clothes for her friends, family, and even celebrities. Just 2 years ago, she began her journey into dressmaking. Now she makes beautiful clothes just by sitting on this sewing machine.
I started learning fashion designing. Yeah, I started when I was 10, now I'm 12. I just love fashion designing. I love it so much.
Favor's love for tailoring started as a child, and she was determined to follow her passion.
The learning process was not difficult because I had the passion to do it. So I knew that I would get it, I would know how to sew. So there was nothing difficult for me to know how to start with, from the reeling, from the sewing, from everything. It was just simple. Till now, I'm getting used to it.
Ìgbà tó kọ́kọ́ mi wá ó look funny létí mi pé ọmọ kékeré báyìí báwo lè ṣe máa kọ́ṣẹ́ nǹkan ọ̀kọ̀ṣá. So gbogbo iṣẹ́ yẹn ó dẹ̀ tètè catch up. In fact, tó máa jókòó lórí machine. Ó lè gbà 24 hours lórí machine, màá mi gan ni mo máa sọ fún pé Favour dìde. Kí ló dé o fẹ́ gan sórí machine nǹkan kan, á ní mọ́mí let me try.
Wake Up Nigeria team visited Favour in her school at Stella Morris College, Ilupeju, and it was exciting to find out more interesting things about her.
Favour is a very committed person. She concentrates a lot in class. When she's in class, all her attention is on the teacher, and she always wants to learn more.
She's no different from other teenagers. She's intelligent, has some favorite subjects, and also loves to play with her friends. Her class teacher, Ms. Zenifat Mohammed, had this to say about Favour.
Favour is doing pretty well in mathematics, civic education. She's doing pretty well in almost all the subjects though.
There's no subject I do not like. I like all of them, most especially mathematics, civic, basic and social studies, but I love all of them.
Mr. Adebayo, Favour's dad, has been a great support system right from the very day Favour made her interest for fashion design known.
Let's have another one. My father is a supportive and caring person. Anything you know how to do best, he encourages you and tries his best. My father really stood by me when I was sick. He promised me that he would take good care of me. I love my daddy so much. He's the best dad in the world.
In the nearest future, Favor sees herself as a top-notch fashion designer and even much more.
I see myself 5 years time, very big, well-known, people that help other people, encourage other people.
I see Favor as a successful doctor with a big fashion house. She's going to be very successful, I'm sure about that.
Favor had this to say to kids out there and their parents.
My advice to other people out there listening to me or watching me right now is that any talent you have, don't try to hide it. No matter how shy you are, your parents are your friend. Whether it's singing or dancing or craft work or drawing, just showcase it. Don't be afraid and always try to listen to your parents' advice.
With so much joy, she showed us some dresses she made for herself.
These are some of the many dresses I've made. This is a gown with a straight puff, and as you can see, this is a skirt, flare skirt. You can wear it on a top, a white top, or any other colors that match with. I could remember when I made this dress and I wore it to our school party, and I'm planning to wear it again because it looks beautiful.
She started at age 10. Your child can start even much earlier. It's all about passion and encouragement.
That was a really exciting short piece there about children using their hands. You know, nowadays you have kids that are learning how to use musical instruments very early. So some kids are playing the piano, guitars, saxophone, and things like that.
Yeah.
And you have other things like these as well, making dresses. So very nice.
What did you learn as a kid?
So I had someone who taught me how to make little airplanes that could actually fly. So, there was there was a number of things that you could do to put it together, and then, so it was like a small drone, but it got off the ground a little bit.
Oh, yeah? Nice.
So little things like that. So I could have done a bit of engineering. It's just that the math thing, the math equation wasn't quite...
wasn't working.
wasn't working at some point. But yeah, so it's important. Let's teach the kids early.
Yeah.
Once you see that your kid has a propensity towards something,
you should encourage them,
it, push them in that direction.
Yeah. Okay, so now let's enjoy a quick music video. And when we come back, there's so much more you don't want to miss.
Very nice Two-Faced Dibia there, one of his more recent songs. We Go Groove. So if you can, just do a bit of groove in your house this morning. Do a groove video and send to us or something. Anyway, so earlier on, we're talking about etiquette and what kind of messages you should send, what kind of communication you should be putting out there, especially during this period when people are a bit anxious about what's happening around them. And we've got Janet Adetu, who's going to be joining us via Skype. And I don't know if she's ready for us this morning. Janet, are you there?
Let's enjoy a quick
Yes, I am.
Video.
Good morning. How are you,
There's
Yomi?
so much more you don't want to miss.
So excellent. So earlier on, we've talked about this a little bit, and we had tried to engage, talk about this thing about messaging, and the fact that sometimes people don't have, they're not sensitive enough to be able to know exactly what they should do when it comes to engaging people, communicating very clearly. And I want you to talk to us for just a few minutes about what people, the rules that people should consider when engaging in messaging during this period.
Okay, I'm trying to hear you, but I can hear you saying something about messaging and news. Okay.
Can you hear me? I'm not sure if Janet can hear me there. We're talking about the fact that, yeah.
Okay.
So I was saying, well, we're talking about the etiquettes for the sharing of messages and communication during this period. What kind of things people should consider, especially when you're trying to send messages to other people. What kind of etiquette you should follow during this period?
Yes. Honestly speaking, you're right. Yami, I hope you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you very clearly.
Oh, excellent. Yeah. It's really all about, this is the period where, yes, news has become epidemic in the sense that fake news, actually, because a lot of the news that we're hearing out there is typically negative.
Yeah.
And it's coming from all sources. Even in sending messages, before you send a message, you're getting a
We had Janet Adetu on standby with us on Skype, but it looked like we had a bit of technical challenges there. But now I was asking, I don't know if Janet can hear me now. Janet, are you there?
I can hear you. I can hear you very well.
Perfect, perfect.
Much
So
better.
I was asking earlier that, you know, this period, you wake up in the morning, you have 100 or 200 messages from different people, and it looks like some people don't understand the etiquette of sharing messages and communicating during this period. And I want you to talk to us a bit about what people need to learn about the etiquette of message sharing.
You're right, Yomi. It's becoming very scary, and it has become an epidemic. I hope you can hear me now.
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
Okay, excellent. It has become an epidemic. And the sad thing about news, especially fake news or negative news, is that it spreads faster. To an extent, you know, it creates a lot of anxiety, fear, doubt, you know, even illnesses that are really unwanted. The other day, I know of an executive, just by hearing all the news, she was becoming stressed out and oppressed because every time she opened the news, it was negative. Now, we've heard a lot. There's an information overload on this during this situation, this pandemic, COVID-19. And to be honest with you, you need to decide what you want. We've heard so much. I've been on some platforms where they have said, please, no more information about coronavirus. We have had enough, because they can see the impact of it. And for me, really, what zone do you want to be in? When you're spreading this news, it's spontaneous. People that are spreading it, journalists, actually, they have the onus is on them to really get their facts right, to really do some verification, to really make sure that they do research. But because they know fake news, negative news spreads faster, they have and let it go wild so that people can read them.
But also, it seems, I mean, for the individuals themselves, it seems like there's lots of people who, once they get a piece of news, they want to be the first to share it on the family group, or they want to be the first to share it on the school group or the work group and things like that. So for that reason, people don't want to wait more than a minute or two before sharing. So if I'm just an individual, I'm in a group or by myself, what are the things that I should think about first when I receive a piece of news on my device?
As soon as it spread. So this is it, basically. The first thing is this. I would say to you, at the end of the day, read move on, read every other day. Okay? And for me, is that at this point in time, when you read this news, if it is positive news, you can spread it. If it is negative news, you know, the choice is yours. Decipher that news, okay? And only if it is one that is relevant, only if it's one that is informative, only if one that is educative, then you can then say, for me, I wouldn't even spread it at all. I would just look at it and read it, because sometimes it's coming back to my platform 3 or 4 times. And the choice is yours. I would say spend your time more positively. When you get information, spread the news that is either learning platforms for your children to do virtual learning, news that spreads webinars or Zoom that actually helps people, develop them personally. And I will even say the kind of news that is teaching something about what are you doing at home, how to preserve your food now that we are staying at home. All those kind of educative videos, those are the ones that you can spread that people can gain advantage.
So here's a question I want to ask. I don't know if you can still hear me, Janet. Here's a question I want to ask. Must you share? Because it looks like we have this sharing culture now. People are sharing on social media. I want to post on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and other platforms as well. And then we have WhatsApp. And sometimes people feel like their WhatsApp is private. So I gave you my phone number and I'm on WhatsApp. And sometimes they become intrusive by sending materials to me that I don't need. So videos, pictures, long posts, sometimes 2-3 pages of posts and all of that. During this lockdown period, must you share? That's one of the questions that people are also asking. That look, I'm getting too many messages, even if it's positive messages. It's just information overload, and my phone is getting hot, every hour because of messages that are coming in.
You know what, you're right. And I mentioned that before, there's too much information overload. I think you should respect the people on the various platforms and respect the individuals you're sending information to if you have to send that information. So respect the rules of the platforms that you're on. A lot of people are having unnecessary information. Is it relevant? Is it relevant to them? If it's not relevant, don't share at all. And indeed, you're right. I would say let's even give ourselves a break. There's no need to share all the time. If you're on a professional platform and one person is responsible for sharing that information, then that's good enough. One person shares that information and everybody reads and everybody understands. But there is no need to sit on your phone, sleep on your phone, and send just because you want to send. I would say you take a break, do more things that are positive for you rather than spending unnecessary time spreading information that you don't need to. You're not given that responsibility, so don't do it. Be more productive, be in the growth zone right now. Start thinking of what you can do post-coronavirus. Be in the learning zone. Start doing things that you can learn and increase your personal development and get out of the fear zone. Because I think it's people that are in fear that keep spreading and sending information. And you're right too, even when it is positive news, you don't have to spread all.
So thank you so much. I mean, there's still one or two things I'd like to ask. I mean, you are an etiquette expert and a specialist in these areas and self-development and all of that. Now, it's a lockdown period, and for some people, they feel like this is the first time that they've had to sit in one place for an extended period of time like this. What are the things that you would recommend? Because right now, the only thing that people can see is their phones. So I only have WhatsApp. That's the only thing that I can have that keeps me engaged. What are the other things that you can recommend for people to do apart from their devices, sticking to their devices for hours on end?
Seriously, thank you very, very much for me. And focus, renew, re-engineer, rejuvenate. So drop your phone and do other things. So it could be writing. You wanted to write that book that you've always wanted to write. Begin to start with poems. Begin to start with articles. Then you can write a book. You can learn new things. Even if, as a woman, go and design some new things in the kitchen. Create some new dishes. I also think at this point in time, spend more time with your family, with your children. The other day I was doing a coaching call and a gentleman said he only sees his family on weekends. But it's a blessing in disguise. Now he has more time to spend with his children, with his family, and he can engage in conversations with them. Please go out and do some exercise. It is extremely important to do exercise now. You're allowed to take a walk around you're in a gated community or even within your own house. Form your own exercise routine. There's so many things you can do in your own house. Maybe you need to declutter. You need to clear out the kitchen and clear out some places in your home. This is the perfect time to do the things that you've always wanted time to do. I say make use of the opportunities that
Very important. I mean, these are, we talked about decluttering the other day, where you said you can empty your wardrobes and try to move things around your kitchen, everywhere. So it's probably one of the things that people can also focus on doing. So what are you doing during this period, Janet? I know that you're a very busy person. You've got your radio show and you have a lot of trainings that you do. Are you engaging in any online trainings this period?
Yes, I'm a professional coach, so I'm doing a lot of coaching calls because I have a lot of executives and people who are, this news is creating a lot of anxiety and uncertainty. So I'm doing a lot of coaching calls with my clients, Zoom calls. I'm trying to create that mindset move from negativity to positivity. I'm still doing a lot of writing. I'm doing a lot of thinking, focusing on the future, what next after coronavirus. I'm looking at my own organization and seeing how I can restructure. Honestly, this is a time to be more positive in your thinking process. And honestly, after coronavirus, the world is going to move at such a fast pace, you don't want to be left behind. And if you have to use your technology at all, I really suggest go onto learning platforms, go and do some online courses, gather information that's going to build you up, boost you as a person, even if you're looking for how to, be more healthy. This is not the time to stop yourself and eat three times a day. Manage what you eat. Be more healthy and be more forward thinking. This is the time to be positive rather than negative.
I like that. I like that, you're giving us, because I was even going to go in that direction for you to talk to people who are experiencing fear. Because you said earlier on that sometimes when people have a particular fear, they then want to share it with somebody else because, they're tense, they're apprehensive, they don't know what's going on. Is coronavirus going to catch me and things like that? What would you say to someone who is watching right now and they're saying to themselves, look, I'm scared. I don't know what's going to happen to all of us. Are we all going to die and go to hell or whatever? Is there something that you can share with people who are watching right now that would make them feel a bit more encouraged and more relaxed during this lockdown period?
Time to really be close to family members. This is the time that if you even have to pick up your phone and make a phone call, speak to people, family members, stay close to family members as well. Even you have a responsibility to reach out to other family members, to calm them down, to reassure them, to say nice things, have humor, crack jokes. Even if you're on family platforms, send things that are positive to family members. And speak to family members as often as possible. Some of them are living alone. Some of them are very lonely at this time, and some of them are very anxious. Pick up the phone to somebody you haven't spoken to for a while. Positive mindset. Spread your positive mindset to other people. Most times you don't know, it's not written on the face, the person who has fear, but it's like reaching out. Show that spirit of giving. You need to be kind. You need to be, you need to be friendly. You really need to reach out to people. Show some love at a time like this. And most times we're stuck at home, but it's like reaching out to people, even though we can't see them, but so long as they can hear you, and you're saying positive, affirmative things to them, it will reassure them and get them in a state of mind that, keeps them rest assured. So make those phone calls to your parents, to your friends, to your family, and be there for everyone that you are nearest to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for those kind words and those encouraging words as well. I'm sure that people who are watching right now, they're saying to themselves, you know what, I'm going to be more positive and less negative. Janet Aditu there, she's a coach and also a performance expert. I mean, she's a woman of many parts. Anyway, on that note, we're going to be ending this hour of Wake Up Nigeria and be back with more at the top of the hour. Yes, welcome to the third hour of Wake Up Nigeria. At this point, social distancing is of utmost importance. It's a new month, month of April. Actually, should we do some April Fools? And probably Probably not. Probably
You don't
not.
announce it
People are a
before
bit on the edge. You don't want to you don't want to play any games
Of course,
this period.
you don't want to. Now, our prayers are with the nation, and we hope very soon, in this new month, we would all have a good reason to smile. My name is Tokwe Oloniyo.
And I'm Yomi Opeya. Stay right here with us. And you can also be with us online because we're live at tvcentertainment.tv and on Facebook at TVC Connect.
Yes, please send in your comments. We would love to hear from you. Kindly use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC.
And of course, our app is available as well, both on the Android and iOS stores. And the app lets you watch us anywhere you are.
Now, coming up shortly, it's another Skype call from Dr. Maimuna, and she will be sharing all we need to know on mental health. And it's very important because with the whole COVID-19, we definitely want to stay abreast with that.
Yeah, finally, we've got a record producer, songwriter, and artist joining us all the way from London via Skype.
Plenty for you. I get more love. Ooh. I used to think I seen it all. I used to think no kind of love could ever break me off. I used to think I had it all, cause even when I'm bored, couple getting hit like the single fall. Yeah. And then you came along, rocking the latest, putting that Louboutin.
Mo Easy there, going to be joining us via Skype as well later on. All our guests joining us. And we're trying to also track down some of our celebrity friends, maybe tomorrow, Friday, and throughout next week as well. Find out what they're doing and how they're handling social isolation, as it were. Anyway, Janet was talking to us earlier on about news etiquette. You know how people just share whatever they find, whatever they receive, and tone down on the overload.
Yeah.
Because sometimes before you share something to a group or whatever it is, it's very likely that somebody else would have shared it.
Yeah.
So very, very important.
And even before, even not sharing, before you share, you should confirm its authenticity, because a lot of people have emotional reactions
to certain things, and so you don't want to just immediately react. The fact that you're the first doesn't mean it's you're the best or that it's the truth. What you've said is the truth. So it's really important that people consider. Somebody was saying yesterday that 90% of breaking news have some untruth in it.
Yeah.
Because they're not verified. It's just, we think this has happened. And then there's more news that comes in later on, which is why big verified news sources do not break the news until they're sure, until they've confirmed from the source. So that is why important news sources like TVC News, TVC, and even TVC News Online, once it's not been on those news platforms, you just know you can take it with a pinch of salt and say, okay, you know what, I'm just going to wait until they confirm before I then share. So important, very important.
So you should wait to confirm information before sharing, just so you don't put people on the edge. And of course, just like we'll be talking to Dr. Maimuna, take care of people's mental health, because at times like this, everybody's just a bit on the edge.
Yeah. So I like what she also said about reaching out to someone and just finding out how they're doing. How you're holding up. Family members, friends that you haven't spoken to in a while, and call them and find out what's happening, or send them a message.
And try to keep the conversation positive. Like I did that whole reaching out yesterday, and the conversation with someone started to lean towards the negative. This thing is not going to go. We're going to be, and I'm like, oh no, I can't hear you. The line is breaking. I'll call you much later. Bye.
Exactly. So some people, because there are certain people who feel like, oh, we're going to be at home till June. Like, just a lot of things that makes people just feel like, look, how am I going to survive? I'm going to be in my house till even May is really far.
It's far.
Not talk of June and other things like that. So lots of people that are thinking worst case scenario.
Excuse me. Yeah.
So I think let's move away from that and start thinking best case scenario instead of that we're going to be out and everything's back to normal in 2 weeks. That feels better.
Yes, I like to think so.
Yeah, than for you to say
so
everything's going to be back to normal in July or something crazy like that.
I prophesy that on the 15th of April, everything will be all right.
I love that.
And then you're going to come to my church.
That is prophecy right there.
Yes, 15th
of April, according to Prophet Tokwe.
Write this down. This book of the Lord.
15th of April. I'm going to hold you to it.
Yes. I mean, they say you should write it down.
It's all going to be.
Said You should write it.
It's all going to be.
Pastor.
It's all going to be over.
Continue.
And yeah, write the vision and make it plain.
Yes, make it plain.
Welcome back. Now, during this period, one of the things that we also have to pay attention to is eye health. And we have joining us via Skype, Dr. Maimuna, and looking at health tips when it comes to mental health, especially during this time of social isolation and also this lockdown period. Doctor, good morning.
Good morning.
It's good to see you. First of all, let me start with this question. How are you holding up during this period of the lockdown in Lagos?
I'm holding on good. This is what I've signed for. I've sworn to the Hippocratic Oath, so we are the front line with essential services, just like the way the media is. So we can't give up on our patients. We can't give up on Nigerians. We have to hold it down.
Thank you so
much. So
much.
we're holding on.
Thank you so much. Now, we're focusing on mental health today, and we have two spectrums. On the one end, we have people who are socially isolated right now, especially people who are single, they live alone, and they don't have anybody to talk to. So there's one constraint on one side. And then on the other spectrum, we have people who are, they're living with other people, but it looks like they're a bit choked. You know, you have a husband or a wife saying that, come and get me out of here. I'm tired of this man or this woman and things like that. So how do you have a balance regarding your mental health during this period of a lockdown?
I was on the other side that are with other people that may be in their space and are choking them, maybe most likely in a kind of a toxic relationship. So for us, I would rather say we are having what we call physical distancing. So when we want to put it in the context of mental health, I want us to understand that despite the fact that we are physically distant from one another, we should stay connected socially, because that is one way we can manage our mental wellness. Staying connected with our loved ones, with our colleagues, with our family members, online, leveraging on different technology to be able to stay connected while staying at home and staying safe. Because if you are in a hostile environment or in a toxic relationship and you find yourself in this precarious situation where you are locked down in such an environment with someone who you may not really have a good relationship with, I strongly believe that at this point in time, your first instinct is you first. You are your own biggest asset. If it's the woman or the man, it depends on who is experiencing the toxic relationship. You must be able to guard your mental health and protect it fiercely so that you will not break down after this pandemic. So for you as that individual, you must look for other coping ways to manage your mental health so that you may not, because now we are living in an environment where there's heightened fear, panics, anxiety, and some people are even already depressed and suicidal. We've received calls on our own end on people that are already dealing with challenges. And I love the fact that for those of us in Lagos, the domestic violence unit, they're also looking on how to use that it in situations like this can actually reach out. Because are we likely to have increase in the rate of domestic violence? Possibly. Are we going to have a surge in increase of mental illnesses? Possibly. Yes, even studies have actually showed it, because this has happened before in other outbreaks or other pandemics. So this is not like a new thing. But what we are advocating for is how we can all manage our mental health. So at the end of the day, we are not going to have a pandemic after another pandemic.
Yes.
Because there are some mental health disorders you cannot make the diagnosis now up until 3 to 6 months following aftermath of this pandemic, which is a post-traumatic stress disorder. So we need to understand that there are some disorders we cannot outrightly talk about right now. But
Okay,
we know
yeah.
to put those things in proper perspective.
So Doctor, you talked about coping mechanisms. I think it's one of the things that the people would also like to hear, because how do I manage over the next few days if there's somebody who said that they're not able to sleep. So maybe they've spent the whole day sleeping, for instance, and then now I'm awake all night because I'm also anxious about what tomorrow is going to be like. The food that I have in the house, is it going to be enough for this 2 weeks? So people are thinking about so many things. What are the coping mechanisms that people can use to get through this period from day to day? Because it's almost like everything is the same. You know, you wake up, you have no idea of what day, what time of day it is, or what day of the week it is, and all of that. Are there specific coping mechanisms that people can use for their lives during this period?
Yeah, you know, because most of us are working remotely, or we are facing the lockdown, stay at home, stay safe. One very important thing is that we must have a structure. The base of that we definitely have everything will be like on a speed dial in such a way that we'll be thinking we are already in December, meanwhile we're just in April or in May after the pandemic. So have a structure, have a routine, which is very key. I have the ABC wellness toolkit that I believe everybody can benefit from. The A is active, stay active. Despite the fact we have a lockdown or shutdown, stay active, be able to exercise, be close to nature. Even if you can't go out of your house, open your windows, receive some level of sunlight. You know, it's very key for us. The B there is take regular breaks. Regular breaks take you out from your
Okay, we're going to begin to round off now. So B is taking regular breaks. What's the C?
Your diffuse mode. Yes, and you see, it's staying connected. Please let us stay connected with people socially. Even if you are isolated, don't be isolated in that context. Stay connected with people. Leverage on your circle so that you can be able to manage and proactively manage your stress and anxiety at this point. It's very key.
Wow, that's absolutely amazing. And hopefully you're going to be giving us an update on all these things probably next week as well, because people's mental health very important. And you said something very key, post-traumatic stress disorder after this period might also take place. And people going into depression, we want to avoid that. So staying active is important, and staying connected, expressing yourself with people, reaching out, and keeping close with various support communities. Thank you so much, Dr. Mimuna, for giving us some of these tips today for how we can maintain our mental health. And hopefully we'll keep in touch. Welcome back. Lots of our guests have been joining us via Skype, and it's been nice. It's been. We'll try and improve the connection on Skype as we go along, maybe over the next few days, to make sure that we have a seamless interviews.
Yeah, but finally, we have a friend of the house, a record producer, songwriter, and artist, joining us all the way from Obodo, London, via Skype this morning, and he's about to share his experience with us on the show. We'll be talking to Mo Easy.
Mo Easy, how's it going?
Mo Easy.
What's up, boss? I'm good, thank you. How are you guys?
Yeah, we're fine, we're fine. Could you give us a sense of what it's like over there in London? I know that, is it a total lockdown or partial? What is it like over there?
It's partial lockdown, actually. You can move around, but you're advised to actually stay at home. So key workers can go out, i.e., you know, the NHS, health services, certain food stores, groceries, petrol stations, the like, okay, they're all at work, but the rest of the people are staying at home.
But we know that you live in Nigeria, so what took you to London at this period?
Back to shoot with you. Yes, when everything started, and when it started, there was like closing borders and all that sort of stuff, and
So for yeah, okay. In London, it's a partial lockdown.
Yeah, it is.
But they have essential services. People are advised to stay at home, and increasingly people are adhering to that advice.
Yeah.
Initially, people didn't care; they were just going out. But now, more and more people are staying home, which is really good. So, how's it going over there? Being in isolation, as it were, is that giving you a bit of creativity? Are you writing some new music? What's happening? Tell us.
As you can imagine, like it's obviously we can't be in the studio, but me, I'm very used to home studio, so I'm having time to also do some writing here, do some new music as well. But just the mental part of it.
Now, being in the UK at this point, I can only imagine because Nigerian celebrities are being very...
Not even supposed to go anywhere, just how straight.
Okay, so how are you? I mean, a lot of Nigerian celebrities are using this period to communicate with their fans, like break the fourth wall. So how are you reaching out to your fans, and how are you drawing them in this period?
I'm doing a lot more live. I'm on live a lot more connections. Also through Triller, there's this new app called House Party that everybody has been on as well. So it's also a good way to communicate, and you get to meet random people, which is really, really, really good. I've had sessions with, you name it, even doctors, speaking to them on their own life about the situation and everything like that. So it's really, really good, and it's a great way to communicate.
That's very nice. The House Party app.
House Party app, I heard of it.
People can play games.
Yeah.
And so that's also, you talked about social isolation and mental health the other time. That's a good way to engage and meet people. That's fantastic. So I like what you were saying about, getting some creativity in there. Would you have preferred to have a studio? Would you have preferred to have a studio where you are, so that you would have been able to at least put out some new stuff?
I mean, we were on the verge of putting out new stuff already, hence why I came here to shoot the video, so we can have that going out. But after everything happened, you have to let everybody just sort of settle in. You have everyone going back to their families and, spending time with their loved ones, and not it be so much about work. And that's why we just really thought, let's give it a little bit of time. And, let's just keep working, gain connection with the fans a bit more and make good use of that time, basically. But definitely, I mean, there's a lot of materials coming out. The new single Balance is coming out pretty soon. Hopefully, once everything is over, we can shoot the video. Because the featured Maestro is actually still in Nigeria. So he was supposed to have come over, but he wasn't able to. So we just have to chill.
So why did you choose to go shoot a video in the UK versus Nigeria? What's the benefits?
The guy that's actually shooting is the director. He had already written out the script, and that's exactly what he wanted. He shot the last video, More Love, and the whole team was very impressed with that. So we wanted to continue that same energy, and that's basically what it was.
So you would strike me as someone who is optimistic. There's a lot of pessimism online right now. People are saying 2020 should just end immediately. It's been a terrible year. But you seem to still be getting some work in there. You have new music coming out. So obviously you're optimistic about 2020 and the rest of the year. We still have about 9 months to go. So talk to us about what you expect for the rest of 2020 and how hopeful you are.
I think it's really good. Even though it's a bad situation, the whole situation happening is really bad, but it actually made a lot of people connect with their family and spend more time. A lot of kids are now spending 24 hours with their parents, rather than, they've gone to work and they come back. By the time you come back from school or uni, they're tired or something like that. So a lot of people are getting a lot more time, quality time with their family, with their loved ones, which I think is very, very, very good. I think when this is over here a while ago, I was watching the news and somebody from China wrote in a letter and said, when this is over, you guys are actually going to...
That's Mo Easy there, one and only Mo Easy. Fantastic video, well shot, produced by Sam Kirk. Directed by Sam Kirk. Well done.
I love the car.
Yeah, vintage.
That was really nice. That was really nice.
Mo Easy, thank you so much. So hopefully you'll be back with us in Nigeria in another few weeks when all this dies down. Make sure you come visit us in the studio here.
COVID free.
COVID free.
I like this
Yeah.
It's broken again.
All right, so thank you so much, Mo Easy. And on that note, we're going to start rounding off the show, Wake Up Nigeria. Big thank you to our friends over at Homely NG for the kitchen accessories as usual.
Yes, as usual, we'll be here bright and early tomorrow. Please tune in 6 a.m. to 8:45, and we will be here to have an amazing breakfast show with you.
Don't forget. And I wanted to thank also all our experts and guests for joining us this morning. Dr. Maimuna, Janet Adetu, thank you so much for your kind words, talking to our viewers, especially those who are isolated and might be tending towards stress and disorders and other things like that. And hopefully all of that will change after today.
Stay positive and keep yourself surrounded with positive energy. Until tomorrow, can't wait to see you.
Bye.
Bye.